She is running for state representative in the 22nd legislative district. This is her idea. This is her show.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks, Dave. Sorry I had to ask you to cut it. It was over 5 minutes, and I had somebody else time. And thank you, Vivian. John's left. Thank you, John. So I never set out to be a politician. I never set out to run for public office. And in January, I was very concerned about the lawlessness that I was witnessing. The amount of cars being stolen from people, catalytic converters, it just kept increasing. And then I went to an in-service training that the police did in our community building. They said that Washington State had the most restrictive law enforcement laws in the nation. That they were the most restrictive. And that shocked me. I didn't understand that a police officer could not actually chase a criminal if the car that the criminal was driving increased its speed. And then you heard John Snaz, our sheriff, talk earlier about a lot of that. So I understood that no other Republican was willing to run against Jessica Bateman. Jessica Bateman is the incumbent. She is a far left extremist, that's what I'm going to call her, because I'm a former Democrat, I'm a walkaway Democrat. And I looked around in January and February and I'm going, who are the candidates? What's their policy? What are their values? And it happened to be totally Republican. And so I am running as a Republican. My heart is in it. My heart's in it. I just got to slow down here. I'm just so excited to be here, and I have so many things I'd like to say, but I'm also under a short 5 minutes too, because I don't want to keep you here too long. We have Keith Swank. We need a change in Washington State. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right. We need a change. And I need your vote to bring some good common sense to the legislature. I need your vote. And if you elect me in January 2023, I will go to that legislature. And you can count on me to repeal House Bill 1310 that crippled, handcuffed our law enforcement across our state. That my opponent sponsored, by the way. So you can count on me to repeal that law, okay? Number one. Number two, you can count on me to stop the early release of violent criminals back into our communities, which my incumbent, Jessica Bateman, voted for. And people like Gary Ridgway, he is the Green River rapist, serial killer. He confessed to murdering over 80 women and teenagers. He was he could have been released 2 or 3 months ago, and I was very frightened by this because I have a relative who was murdered by him. She was 15. So I'm like, I couldn't even tell that part of my family that he was being considered for early release. So we need to get that woman out of this office. And I am the only candidate that stepped up. I have a big learning curve, but I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to do things I have never done before. If you can count on me to make hard drugs illegal again.
Yes.
My opponent voted to make them legal, including fentanyl. Fentanyl is the #1 killer of people in Thurston County alone between 18 and 44. Every time I turn around, I hear somebody's son or daughter died of fentanyl overdose. It's a crisis. With high inflation, Jessica Bateman voted to increase your gas tax over $1 a gallon. If you elect me, I will reduce these taxes and any unnecessary taxes will go away. Because I know a lot of legislators who feel the same way as I do, who already are in the legislature. So I have other policies too. I'm not going to take any more time. I'm interested in education and empowering parents, parental choice. Parents need to know what their kids are learning in the classroom, and it needs to be posted publicly.
Yes.
School voucher, etc. So I'm going to give this to Jay, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Thank you for coming.
so strange, those words